So,
When did that become a
today, we are going to be reviewing these 3 paragraphs, the middle paragraphs on the worksheet. What is it called? Essay structure. That's what I named it, right? On Google Classroom? Essay structure worksheet? You guys remember clicking that? Okay, good. So we are going to be focused on paragraph 2, 3, and 4. We're not worrying about the introduction. We're not worrying about the conclusion. That's my reminder of that. Okay? So does anybody know what a main idea or topic is? What is a main idea or topic? Anybody know that? Have you ever heard of a main idea of something? Yeah? What might a main idea or topic be? Ashlyn?
Like what you're writing about, what the big idea is?
Yeah, like your big idea, right? Your big idea would be your main idea. Main idea. Your topic is that thing. So, let's try this. Zoe, what are you writing about?
A harder math class for people who need it.
Okay, so you're writing about a accelerated math or a harder math class for people who may need it. So a math pullout that is for people who need it. Okay? What is one reason for you to think that?
Because it will challenge the people's minds.
Okay. So your topic overall is harder math.
What?
Your main reason, one of your first reasons is what?
So that it can challenge their minds.
You can challenge their minds. Good. So notice how these boxes are structured here. Boom. This says main idea or topic sentence, right? So that is going to be our first sentence in our paragraph. Right here, it has three little lines, or 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 3, and then it says supporting detail. Marcos, have a seat, please. Nope, not the time. Then there's a closing sentence, which is the last sentence. So if you count here, you have 1 sentence, 2 sentence, 3 sentence, 4 sentence, 5 sentence. So every one of your paragraphs should be between 4 and 5 sentences long. We're making an outline of those sentences online at our Google Classroom with this sheet. Zoe, for instance, her main idea, so her first topic sentence in her first paragraph, will be a sentence about challenging somebody's mind. So if you could come up with a topic sentence, a good sentence to start off a paragraph that's about challenging someone's mind, what might it be? What might it be? If you could come up with a first sentence for Zoe for her first paragraph. Amelia.
I believe we should have harder math because it helps challenge their mind.
So we have, I believe they could have harder math because it helps challenge their mind. Right? But it's her first reason, correct? Yeah. So what we want to say here would be something like the first reason I believe we should, and we could go on, have harder math would be because, and she lists it, right? So we're challenging minds. All right, challenge. And now, where it says supporting details, what kind of information might I need to put in this box? What kind of info? So if we're talking about the topic of this paragraph is challenging minds, what kind of info would I need to put in for to support challenging minds? Zoe, hit me with your first reason.
Like
What do you think?
how it would
challenge the mind. So how it would challenge the mind. And then the next sentence might be what? So if Zoe has a sentence about how it challenges the mind, what might Zoe's second sentence in her paragraph be? Anything? What do you think? What might be a good way? So if you were reading Zoe's and you were thinking this might, if Zoe was going to try to change your mind, how might she go about doing that? So her first sentence would be something about how it challenges the brain. What might the second sentence be? Ashlyn?
why it's good to challenge the brain.
Why it's good to challenge the brain? Why it's good to challenge the brain, or why it's good to be challenged? What might the third sentence be? What did I have you guys do a bunch of like 2 weeks, last week and the week before? on the internet. You did a bunch of what, Nick?
Research.
Research, right? So this would be a good spot to add in research. So add in a quote. Quote about challenging a mind.
Oh yeah.
And if you think back to the beginning of school, what do you build when your mind is challenged? Jacob?
Neurons.
Neurons, right? You build pathways, neural pathways, right? So here, Zoe has outlined 4 out of 5 sentences of her first paragraph. We've helped her. But her first sentence, her topic sentence, would be something along the lines of, the first reason I believe we should challenge, or we should have an option for math is to challenge the brain. In her second sentence, she would explain how it challenges the brain. In her third sentence, she's going to explain why it's a good challenge, why it's good to be challenged, why it's good to challenge the brains of our young kiddos. And then her third reason, her third supporting piece of evidence, would be a quote about challenging your brain. And then she needs to close this. How do you close a paragraph? When you want to bring a paragraph to a close, what might a good way to be, or what might a good strategy be to close that? Zoe?
Summing it all up.
Summing it all up. So how could you sum this paragraph up with what we have? How could you sum this up? And make sure this idea is coming to an end. Right? So you introduce the idea, you talk about the idea, now you need to bring this idea to an end with your closing sentence. Anybody have an idea how to do that? Have you ever closed a sentence before? You shake the idea, yeah. I might know, kind of. Amelia, if you had to bring this paragraph to a close, what would you do?
I can't read the things up on the board.
So it says, how would it challenge the mind? Why is it good to be challenged? Why it is good to be challenged, and then a quote about being challenged. And then we need to bring this to a close. What in general would you say?
I would say something along the lines of like, in conclusion sort of way.
Okay. You might say overall.
Overall, the first reason we should have harder math is for the challenge because.
Okay, good. Overall, a second math class would benefit students. Let's say that.
Can I actually use those?
Yeah. So she would do this for all 3 of these. But notice these 1, 2, and 3 in our supporting details, are these complete sentences right now?
No.
No. You don't have to write them in complete sentences yet. Okay? You are just getting what those sentences are going to be about. Okay? So when Zoe goes to do this, she is going to write a complete sentence that is her topic sentence. That's going to be in a complete sentence. Then, took me a while to write that. For her supporting details, these are bullet points. These bullet points are getting her ready to write a real sentence sometime soon. So she is describing on this outline what information is going to be in each sentence. So she has her topic sentence. Her first supporting detail sentence is going to be a sentence on how it would challenge the mind, how a second math class would challenge the mind. Her next sentence is going to be about why it's good to challenge the mind. Her third sentence, or her third supporting detail, is going to be a quote about being challenged. And then she's going to bring those ideas to an end. Okay? So, Annie, what's your topic?
Recess until 7th grade.
Recess until 7th grade. So, say you're Annie. What's one reason you want recess until 7th grade? Why is that a good idea?
Because you have to sit in class for so long.
Okay. So, her main idea, so her topic sentence needs to be a complete thought. One of your reasons was because you have to sit in class for so long. So how could we do a topic sentence for Annie about having to sit in class for so long and why recess would be a good idea? How can we help Annie out in that? Tate, how would you put one together? let's try this. What are some words that help us start paragraphs? So we've used first. We could use next. We could say another reason. What are some other things we could say? Tate? Also. Kylie? Finally. We could use words like this. These words can help us start paragraphs and keep our stuff going. Tate, what else? Lastly, or last, or lastly. Okay, you could say second. Right? So let's use one of these to help Annie start a sentence here. Okay? What's something we could say to start this sentence off? We're using one of these words. Nick?
My first reason is...
We've already, well, let's just pretend like this is her second paragraph.
Oh.
Let's try another one. Let's try it.
My second reason
Okay?
is...
You could say my second reason for wanting more recess is because you spend so much time in class it would give kids a break. Then her supporting details need to be about what? What are her supporting details need to be about? Ashlyn? Spending too much time in class and how recess would support that. And then her closing sentence would need to sum it all up, and she would need to sum up her 3 reasons and how they support her main topic of that paragraph. Does that make sense, how to do that right there? Okay, so as you can see here, I have a little chocolate milk reason here.
Chalky milk. Chalky milk. Chalky.
All right, a lot of writing.
Chalky milk.
So here's an example that's just on your assignment page, and this exact thing is up there, okay? So I've given you examples. So all you're focusing on is paragraph 2, 3, and then 4 is down there. Notice some of these I didn't put a third reason or third supporting detail. Is that bad? No. Right? Some of your arguments just aren't going to have a third detail. But if you only have 2, it's still 4 sentences, so it's still a quality paragraph. Okay? Later on, I'll want to go back and try to add a third reason to beef up my article or beef up my essay a little bit, but it's okay to just have 2. All right, so I'm going to leave this up here as you guys work on the page on Google Classroom, but notice before I go, main idea is in complete sentences. These are in bullet points. Here is my closing sentence. I've summed it all up. Okay? Work on transferring your ideas from your graphic organizer onto your outline. Capiche? Good. All right, so that's what you're doing today.